In this video, I thought we'd have a quick look at the transfers that are being made at the moment leading up to double game week 22. Lots of players being brought in, lots of players being brought out. Just want to have a quick discussion about some of them. Do we think they're a good idea? Do we think they're not such a good idea? And also, I keep banging on about it, but we need to look at Salah. What are our plans? Should we keep him? Let him go? What are the permutations? Let's take a look. Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So as I said, we're going to have a look at all the transfers that have been made, the highest players are being brought in, those players that have been taken out. Are they a good idea or not? We'll just have a little bit of a chat around, and we need to talk about Salah. At the time of recording as well, we've got news that Son is going to be out. Conte says until February. That sounds really bad. In actual fact, because the international break coming up, it might only be a couple of game weeks, but as we know, Tottenham are double gaming in game week 22, so he'll miss at least 2 fixtures, but you'd think maybe another one as well, so it's at least 3, possibly 4 games. He's quite an expensive asset. Do we want to keep hold of him for that long? Maybe have a quick chat about that at the end. In the meantime, if you're new around here, guys, click on that subscribe button, hammer the like button, make sure you're up to date with the content that keeps coming out. We'll look at team selections, we'll look at wildcards, free hits. In the meantime, let's have a look at these transfers. So, who are the players that are moving highly, people bringing in, or who are the players that people are getting rid of? Let's bring it straight away. Let's just go straight to the nub of it. Mo Salah. Great fixtures, as we can see on the screen there. He's got Brentford at home, which he is going to miss in game week 22. He's got Palace away. He could miss that. He could be back in theory for that. If Egypt, who have lost their first group game, get knocked out of the group stages, he could well be back for game week 23. So, effectively, he could only miss one game. If Egypt finished second in a group, then they could well get through to the next round, though, in which case he could be back for the Leicester game, even if they win the AFCON, because of the international break. So, worst case scenario, he possibly could say he's going to miss 2 games. If he gets through to the AFCON Cup final, they'll be played on February the 6th, I think it is. So that would be the Sunday. Leicester isn't until the Thursday. There's a possibility he could still play that. That's if they get through to the final. So I think potentially he's only missing 2 games maximum there. People are getting rid of him, quite understandably so. Over 1 million FPL managers have got rid of him. To put him into context, the next person that's got rid of the most, I think it's 300,000, was Reece James. So he's just over 3 times people shedding him more than anyone else. And that's reflected in his price has gone down from something like 13.1 to 12.8. So people are losing value on him, even if you're keeping hold of him. So I can totally understand people getting rid of him. The problem is, who do you go to with Mo Salah? If you sell him, the obvious choice was Son. If you sell him, you're going to have to burn a transfer to get someone else in and then burn another transfer because you're going to want him back. Look at those fixtures with Burnley and Norwich. He then does blank later on. I think I'll just live with that. But I don't want to miss Mo Salah with Burnley away, Norwich at home. Such captaincy potential as well. And even that Leicester game, the way Leicester defenders are sort of dropping like flies, you would want to target those games. So he's a player just want to have back. If you've sold him, absolutely great. If you've got him now, I think you just hold him, in my opinion. It's a tough call. Who else do you go to is a question. Are they going to give you enough money? If you haven't got any other issues in your squad, you're very fortunate. I just feel that maybe just hold him for the next game. If Egypt do get knocked out of the group stages, he could well be back for Palace. It's just one game that you've lost. Even with the double game weeks, I don't think you can trust that they're going to end up as a double game week, as we've seen with Everton in their match with Leicester. So the damage might not be as bad as you think. It's a tough one. We know how good he is. I've got the stats on the board. I'm not even going to bore you with all the details. I mean, they just speak volumes for themselves. Top scorer, assists, I think only Bowen's got more. I understand people sold him for the AFCON, saving money on the price, but back for Burnley, best player in the world, quite possibly at the moment. For me, I don't know if there's any obvious player to go to, especially when I'm going to want him back. It's a tough one, guys. I think if you got rid of him, absolutely fine. I would have done it before the Chelsea game, and I did do it before the Chelsea game. I wasn't expecting too many returns from him. He did return, so you've done well. If you held him for the Chelsea game, I think just hold him. But yes, you could. I mean, the other sort of obvious choices going to someone like De Bruyne, but then that Chelsea game, not a game I'll target. If you then start going to other premium assets, you're starting to look at the likes of Kane and Ronaldo, And then how do you unpick that to get back to Salah? You're going to need to take a couple of transfers. I'm not sure. I think if I had him still, I would be holding him at the moment. Mo Salah, he is a problem. Just to reiterate that, then I'll bring up a graphic that I had on a previous video with the AFCON when I was looking at players and how long they potentially would be out of the tournament for. We knew that Salah got clearance in the end to play away at Chelsea. He was going to miss the Brentford game. Last 16, if they make that, then he'll miss the Palace game. But because of the way the quarterfinals and semis fall in terms of the international break, then he doesn't actually miss any game weeks for that. If he got to game week 24 in the final, I think he comes back in time for the Palace or the Burnley games, definitely. So not Palace, Leicester game for game week 24. I think he still does that. The fact he's blanking in 27, I can live that. I don't want to miss those great fixtures he's got later on. So for me, if I've got him potentially missing 2 games, I'll be tempted to hold him. Next one is Diogo Jota. Obviously, he has the same fixtures. People bring them in, can totally understand that. Brentford at home looks great. We know Salah and Mane missing, so he should be nailed on up front for Liverpool. If Origi comes in, he potentially is going to play out wider, but I still think he's got great potential. At 8.2, his stats are just brilliant. Look at that expected goal involvement. For an 8.2 striker playing in the Liverpool side, even if it's weakened with the likes of Salah and Mane in it, still think it's a great fixture for them to be in. Absolutely nailed. He's returning every week. Great fixtures in the long term. Does have a blank in 27. I'm happy to accept that. No double game weeks is the only downside. But for me, Jota, yeah, absolutely bring him in. I think he's a great signing. Bakary Saka, about the only player I thought played really well against Forest at the weekend. He's been brought in by quite a few people. Some of his fixtures look great. Away at Tottenham, I'm not sure I'd want to target that fixture. If I'm honest, Tottenham have, in the last, is it since Conte's come in? I think they've conceded only 2 big chances. That's 4 fewer than any other side. Got Burnley at home, that looks like a great fixture. Wolves away, they're not conceding many goals. Then you have 2 blank weeks either side of Brentford at home. Granted, Brentford looks a good fixture, but 2 out of the next 6 he's not playing in. 6 goals, 5 assists, 0.55 GI, excellent. That's not a problem at all. He's got a great price. He's in form. He has the fixtures. But I'm not sure I'd be bringing him in for the Tottenham game. I just don't think he's a great option. If he had a double game week, I could accept that. Right now, I'm just not convinced he's a good signing. Blanks 25 and 27. For me, he doesn't solve any problems. If you've got nothing else on your side, I'll be looking at possibly a Leicester, even though their fixtures are a little bit trickier. I don't think I'd be bringing Saka in right now, but lots of you are. Good luck. Jared Bowen then, 6.7. People bring them in, and again, yeah, Leeds at home is a good fixture to target. Manchester United away. Watford, Newcastle and Wolves all at home in the next 3 of the next 4. They look great fixtures, and even Leicester away looks okay from an attacking perspective for West Ham. Bowen, obviously, the assist king. He's got 3 goals, 12 assists. Brilliant, really good to XGI, nothing wrong with that. We've seen how Moyes has just been praising him up in the BSN. He's taken his game to a new level. He can get even better. But he's absolutely nailed on that West Ham team. He plays 90 minutes pretty much every single week. He's got great fixtures. I don't think that there's anything that I'd want to put him down on. Fixtures, price, they're all there. He's on form. He just looks like a really good signing. Yeah, you can understand why people are bringing him in. Reece James then, 6.2. People getting rid of him, absolutely. Look at those horrible fixtures against Man City. Then you've got Brighton, Tottenham, blanking 2, Palace. He's got 4 goals, 5 assists. Let's not shy away from the fact he's been a cracking asset so far this season. But at the moment, yeah, he's injured. Not sure when he's back. He's got blanks. Fixtures look horrible. Price, you can get a much better defender at the moment who's got better fixtures than that. Reece James, thank you very much. And I will be absolutely looking to bring him back in later on in the season when the fixtures turn around about 24, 25. Maybe it's 26. But at the moment, yeah, he's an absolute get rid of for me. Same with Edouard Mendy, 6.2. People getting rid of him. Again, those fixtures and blanks, just no-brainer. AFCON, he's obviously gone for. The blank fixtures, he's not even keeping clean sheets. That's the other thing with the Chelsea assets. They're just not even keeping the clean sheets at the moment. So the one thing that you would like with Reece James is perhaps he's got attacking returns. Mendy obviously doesn't offer that. No clean sheets. And for that price, he is expensive. Love to hear from you if you're going to get rid of Salah. Are you going to keep hold of him? If you do get rid of him, who are you going to bring in? Is it worth taking a hit? It's a risk. We don't know if he will actually be gone that long. Other problems, Son, again, who do you move to? Looked at the transfer tips video earlier on in the week, the watch list. Have a look at that. There's some great ideas in there, people to target. In the meantime, have a great game week 22. Good luck with the rest of this game week. Speak to you soon.